The first class of fungi that we have to do is Phycomycetes. Phycomycetes have a aquatic habitat. They are also found on decaying wood where water is available in sufficient quantity, that is moist and damp places. These are also sometimes obligate parasites on plants. Now these are some of the examples that you see around you: mucor on the walls and on other household items, albugo causing a disease on plants. Now the vegetative characters of Phycomycetes: the mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic, as we studied in the previous class. Now reproduction in Phycomycetes. Asexual reproduction is through zoospores, which are motile, which means they will have a flagella, or through aplanospores, which are non-motile. Sexual reproduction can be isogamous, which means the gametes formed are identical to each other. There is no differentiation between the male and the female gamete. The behavior as well as the appearance is same. Anisogamous, which means the gametes are easily identifiable as different, either through their appearance or through their behavior. So anisogamous, the male and the female gamete are different. Or oogamous. Oogamous means the female gamete is large with a lot of food stored in it, and the male gamete is much smaller and motile. The female gamete is non-motile. So these are all the three conditions that are found in Phycomycetes. The fusion of the gametes forms zygospores. The zygospores are non-motile zygotes. Ascomycetes are commonly known as sac fungi. These, along with the next class, that is Basidiomycetes, are considered as the higher or the more advanced fungi. About 75% of the fungi that we know belong to this group. The common or defining feature of this is that spores are produced in ascus or spore sac. Hence, the name of the group is Ascomycetes or the sac fungi. Now let's see some key features of Ascomycetes. These are multicellular. You saw Aspergillus in previous class. Here's Penicillium or the green mold. But they may also rarely be unicellular. Example is yeast or Saccharomyces. Now in these fungi, the mycelium is septate. That is, septum or partitions are present, but many nuclei may be present in one chamber. So multinucleate. Also, though there are septum, but the septum also has minute pores so that material can easily flow between the chambers. Ascomycetes are generally saprophytic. They are decomposers, but they can also be parasitic or coprophilous. Coprophilous means growing on dung. Sac fungi are very diverse in their reproductive behavior. They can reproduce vegetatively, asexually and sexually. Vegetative reproduction is through fission, fragmentation and budding. You've already studied budding in yeast. Asexual reproduction is usually through conidia. These conidia are produced on special stalks known as conidiophores, and they are produced exogenously, that is, rounding from outside. These conidia, once mature, are dispersed and germinate to form the mycelium. Sexual reproduction is through ascospores. We studied about the three phases of sexual reproduction in previous session. These three phases occur during sexual reproduction in Ascomycetes, with the dikaryon phase clearly visible for some time. In fact, this dikaryon gives rise to many more dikaryon mycelium. Later nuclear fusion occurs, starting the diploid phase. The nucleus in the diploid zygote will now undergo meiosis. It will form 4 nuclei. This will then undergo mitosis to form 8 haploid nuclei. The cell of the zygote will itself form the ascus or the fruiting body. You can see that the ascospores are formed endogenously. Sometimes these ascospores are neatly aligned in the order of their formation, as in Neurospora, the pink mold. There they are used for research in genetics and study of biochemical processes involved in cell division. Now these are some of the uses of ascomycetes and some of the harms caused by ascomycetes. Now Basidiomycetes are the most advanced of the fungi. The characteristic feature of this group is special cells known as basidia, which contain basidiospores or the sexual spores. The habitat, they are found in soil, on logs and tree stumps, and also in plant bodies as parasite. As you can see here, the rust on sugarcane and the smut in wheat. These are some other key features of this group. The mycelium is branched and septate. Vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation. Asexual reproduction or asexual spores are generally not found in this class. The sex organs are absent. Antheridium, Archegonium, these are not present even though this is an advanced group. You've already studied the stages of sexual reproduction in fungi. Sexual reproduction through plasmogamy is brought about by fusion of two cells of different strains of Basidiomycetes. The resultant structure is a dikaryon. This will ultimately give rise to the basidium. Now, this basidium will have 2 nuclei because of the dikaryon stage. The karyogamy, that is the fusion of nuclei, and meiosis will occur inside this basidium, so that basidiospores will be formed. Now you can see here that the basidiospores here are exogenously produced on the basidium. Now what you saw in the image of mushrooms, puffballs and bracket fungi are actually the fruiting bodies or the basidiocarp. These basidiocarps contain the basidium, which bear the basidiospores. Now here are some of the uses and the harms of Basidiomycetes. Besides being the edible mushrooms, they also form symbiotic relationship with vascular plants and they help in absorption of nutrients. There is a Basidiomycetes by the name of Amanita phalloides, which produces the toxin phalloidine. Now this toxin has lot many misuses because it is used to make hallucinogenic drugs, but it is also used in fluorescent stains that our scientists use to view the cytoskeleton inside the cells. Now these Basidiomycetes have the ability to dissolve the wood, digest the wood. So wood decaying enzymes extracted from Basidiomycetes are also used in paper production. You just saw Puccinia causing the rust in sugarcane, Astilago causing smut in corn, wheat, etc. So these two are the most important Basidiomycetes, causing major diseases of our cereal grains and sugarcane, which are the most important crops for our farmers. Deuteromycetes, the next class, is known as imperfect fungi or fungi imperfecti because only the asexual or vegetative phases of these fungi are known. The perfect stages or the sexual stages of these fungi are not yet discovered. As and when sexual stages of any of the fungi belonging to this group is discovered, they are shifted into other class, that is Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes or Basidiomycetes, depending on which type of sexual reproduction they show. Because as you must have deduced from watching this class up till now, the classification of fungi, one of the major criteria on which it is based is how they reproduce sexually. So depending on the sexual stages, the fungi of Deuteromycetes can be shifted into the other classes. Now these are some other key features of this group. Now a quick recap of all the classes of fungi that we studied. With this, we come to the end of this session. Here are your questions for assessing your understanding. Solve them. Let me know if any doubts. Happy learning. Thank you. Bye-bye.